screens. Man, that feels absolutely fantastic that we now got this guy. And we know exactly where he's pinpointed and where he's located. Because these people have been attacking my company, they've been attacking my family, they've just been doing all types of dirty stuff at the end of the day. Posting all kinds of nasty stuff about me online, all that stuff. Mr. Williams, I explained to you that I'm a Christian man. And you went out and you put all this homosexual stuff about me and you on the internet, and I prayed to the Lord, and the Lord saw it through. Because the Lord disapproves of what you did and the stuff you were doing to me. And you thought at the end of the day that you were going to hide in that building and no one was going to figure out your location and where you was at. Now he made that mistake of putting his address down when he sent that nonsense being nasty to my sister's address to be rude and nasty to her. This is a person who calls himself being a minister of God. Where's my cord for this? Where's she on the cord for me? She's on the cord. Being nasty and rude. And keep in mind, through the entire time that we had to contact the federal post office inspection for this mess. Let me write this down so I know exactly what this number stands for. That is for, that's our number. That's for the post office inspection. Post office inspection. Right. For the entire time that you were sending us all this stuff down, carrying on and acting up, you thought that no one was going to figure out your whereabouts and where you live at. And I told you, you're a person who doesn't believe in God, the stuff you do, that we were going to find you. I told you this. That sooner or later we're going to find you. And sure enough, the day I had to call that postal inspection, and I pulled that card, all the cards I could have pulled, I pulled that card, your room is on there. So we know exactly now where you were in that building. Now judging apartment 12, and if you're looking at the building, what we've seen from the window, he's pretty high up. He's really high up. So he's on the 12th floor. Now if it goes by numbers on your height, it could be apartment H, and you're on the 12th floor. So 12H would stand for two things. Either it's apartment 12H, which chances are it probably is, or you're on the 12th floor and your apartment's H. So Matrix is going through it right now. He's going to pinpoint exactly which one it is. We know you're on there. We know it's 12H, or you're on the 12th floor and it's H12. But we know where you're at. So, again, we already have everything we need. Now I got to update everything. I got to contact the funeral home today, give them all your information, where you're located at. We got to contact the police, locate them. Post office inspection. They already got all your information, everything about you. They're good to go. And we gave them your location, where you're at right now. You got letters coming to you, a lot of letters coming to you. Letters from the attorneys that are going to be suing you. We're going to file criminal charges against you, but you will be coming to the state of Pennsylvania, so you will get a summons for court. So you got a lot going on, man. A lot going on. A lot going on. Yep, I bet you right now, you got to be terrified. You can't go anywhere. You can't move. We know that. Section 8 don't allow you to do that. You got like some kind of voucher at the end of the day, and that voucher for whatever you choose is where you're going to be at. I know. We used to be in that program. So you can't just up and leave. You can't do that. Let me see. I think first over border, I'm sending a processor to your front door, your apartment door. Beat on that door. You're being served for court. And I just got a notification from my buddy. We know exactly where you're at. You're on 12th floor. So that's where you're at. So what we see there is actually true. You got the recheck back. It is true. So, Williams, what are you going to do now? You really believe that at the end of the day we weren't going to find you. You really believe that. But you thought that because you're in an apartment complex, no one's going to figure out where you're at. And we know exactly where you lay your head at. So I'm going to have people coming to your apartment now. Process server, multiple of those, because we got so much stuff on you. And now that the federal agents of the United States Postal Service have you now, they're going to get all that mail. We're going to go down and fill out the form 1500, put your information on that. We'll contact the businesses that you've been using their addresses without permission, and get your address now. Because they got to file reports against you in the courts. Well, I hate to say it, but it sucks to be you right now. It does. But see, that's what happens when you go out and you do criminal activities thinking that no one's going to find you. We live in the digital age at the end of the day. And on top of that, you self-snitched on yourself in the worst way possible. So, all that freedom and all you think you have, that's gone. That is definitely gone now. I need, let me see. Do we have it at? Here we go. Give me this. All that freedom. Let me see. So they reached out to the building, low rises. They know how the high rises work. So they reached out to the building and they requested information on an apartment for rent. So they can know exactly the category numbers and how they run. So we know now. I mean, you can pop in and out all you want. There's nowhere to run, Mr. Williams. You got nowhere to go. And if you disappear out of that apartment, again, I got bounty hunters. So I don't know where you're going to go now. You can't leave. You got no place to go. You're going to lose everything now. Everything. I hope it was worth it. I don't know where you're going to go. Because you can't just up and leave from there. They don't allow you to do it. You got a voucher. And that voucher means that voucher is good for wherever you pick. That's how public housing works. That whatever you pick, you're going to be there for a long time. A very long time. So whatever you choose, you better make sure you get it right the first time. That's why people take time before they go pick the one they want, because they're going to be there for a while. So you ain't going anywhere. Now, when the processor gets there, he'll explain to the front desk why he's there, who he's coming to go see, and the apartment number he's going to go visit, and who he represents at the end of the day. Let me see. Let me go here. I got all this right here. What's the zip code? 21217. Apartment for rent. Let's see. The building is 15 stories. We're on the 12th floor. The city, your apartments are 15 stories high. So, the question that went in was, are the apartments addressed by numbers or letters or both? If they're addressed by, and this is what went in, it's about to come back in a few minutes. If it's addressed by letters, that means you're at H. You're on the 12th floor. But chances are, you're 12H. That's what you are. Because a person who's going to tell where they live at, usually if they're going to especially do what you're about to do, they want to put the floor they're on. But in your address tells the floor in apartment, which you have to have because you'll be running around there all day long trying to find places you can't find. So both of them are on the door. Both 12 and 8 sit on that door. Mr. Williams, do you see what I'm doing to Jamie right now? Do you see the reports you're putting on him? And you, on the other hand, are in a lot of trouble at the end of the day because you got so much evidence on you that we had to contact postal inspection on you. It's a very serious government agency. They have all your information, including now your apartment number. That means all this mail we have here now, you're going to face time for all this. And we're requesting 50 years out of you. I know where you're at now. So your little e-bike, you like to ride around the neighborhood and enjoy your freedom, that's fine. Let's spend the rest of your life in a 4x8 now. And when the post office gets done with you doing their inspection on you, you're looking at a lot of time. We got you for identity theft. Did you know that? We got you for using people's addresses without permission. That's identity theft charge. Impersonating a priest, a minister, showing class that you have basically took money using Cash App and PayPal. That's another 20, 30 years. So now what are you going to do? Caught up with you. Everything caught up with you. Fernando sends us that dumb nonsense in the day. We got to contact them pretty soon about that whole citizenship fraud nonsense. They got to dig into all that mess now. And now all of you have been added to that federal report. All of you. McAfee, you're in there too. We'll be added in you today. Show that you were using Google to stalk us and use and send out information about us and say nasty things about us to stores we were visiting, and you were using someone else's address. That's identity theft. But gentlemen, you don't have police looking for you. You got FBI agents now, because that's what we contacted. Warriors, I'm not done with you. I got 13 agencies I'm going to be reaching out to submit all your information, including your apartment number. So, remember when you said that you were coming down? You are coming down. See, this is why I say be very careful about what you say out of your mouth at the end of the day, because it could come true. And the statement you said in that text message, which we have with you, if you're making the statements, call my phone saying you were going to be down here, now you're actually going to be down here. Because we know where you live at. I explained to you that all our technology now we have comes from God. All our technology is protected by God. God will seek and find every single one of you and bring you for judgment. Every single one of you. And for those who have not decided to pick up your cross, well, you might leave today or tomorrow. And you're really be under some judgment. Judgment you can't get out of. Well, that's what you do. What happens when you attack a Christian? So, well, you can't stop what we're going to become. You can't. It's all God's divine power, what we're about to do. Yesterday, I lost the information on where I was supposed to go down to go get the window ad tech put in. Lost it today. The stores usually open at odd hours, so chance of me reaching out to them today and find them probably wasn't going to happen. But the Lord told me to go out and seek, and that's what I did. And guess what? They were there. Got all the information all over again. You can't stop what's going to happen. So when I prayed and asked the Lord to bring all our enemies forward, you're seeing it happen. So you can hide behind your cell phones, you can hide behind fake addresses and fake names. The Lord will seek and find every single one of you, and you will sit before a judge. You'll be judged for judgment on the earth. And if you haven't picked up your cross, and you basically, it's your time to go, then you'll be judged in the next life. Now, one of the things they ask me all the time when we follow these, how do we know you? Especially when you follow about Fernando. How do we know you? I said, well, Fernando contacted us many years back trying to figure out what was in our ingredients, and we told him no, we weren't going to give it to him for free. You got to buy this. And he became obsessed with our company, and he incorporated other people to help him out. So that means that all you guys know each other. It's a conspiracy charge. You get more time for that conspiracy charge. And now I got that thing with the 3D printing mess going on, and then you have this thing over here where he's posting pictures where me and him are supposed to be a couple at the end of the day. God don't like that, Mr. Williams. You know that, right? You're going to pay for that sin at the end of the day. So I prayed and asked the Lord, and now we know exactly where you're at. You got a lot of letters coming to you. I'm going to sue you for that $250,000. Maybe a little higher than that now. Now we know where you're at. Let's make it $500,000. You can't pay that, we know at the end of the day. But don't worry about it. You're going to be in jail. And they can't put anything on your books. You know why? Because a lawsuit sits in the way. That's how that works. If you owe money, or any fines, or anything that pops up, or penalties, whatever, they can't put money on your books. So anything that's on your books goes back to what it belongs to. You don't got to find somebody with clean books. Interesting. All that trash. And it's tough, man, at the end of the day. And now we know where you're at. So who do we contact first to get the ball started? Now, I already reached out to the FBI. You filed an identity theft because you contacted my company posing as a minister. I'm also going to be contacting a couple more other agencies on top of that in Baltimore, not in Pennsylvania. All these contacts are being made in Baltimore. What do you do? Get mad? Say something stupid? So we can get you on some more stuff? Go ahead. I know where you're at. Also, I noticed that you sent letters out using other buildings in the facility itself, like the rec center for kids. We'll be sending that up too. I'll send 2 types of letters. One will be addressed to all your managers, and they'll be addressed to you, telling you what's about to happen. I want your managers to be on the same page you're going to be on. I can, but it does. Unbelievable. Still can't be unbelievable. That thing has been sitting in my whatchamacallit for a while. My sister said she saw on one of the letters his apartment number. And the day I go to call the post office inspection on these guys, it's right there in front of me. And when I looked at it the first time, I was like, whoa, wait, is that what I think it is? And sure enough, it was your address and where you're at. Now, I know you'll come on camera and say it's not yours, because that's usually what you guys do. You don't worry about it. You don't have to worry about what's coming there. Apartment number or not, Mr. Williams, when those people get there, regardless of whether they know your place or not, they'll search room by room by room, or they'll interrogate your freaking staff at the end of the day. They will tell where you're at. But we have your information. We know where you're at. So for the rest of you who feel that we won't find you, well, we're going to find you. Every single one of you. Anyone who said anything about my company at the end of the day, who came out there for the purpose of trying to destroy what we build, figure that. We're not going to find you. God will find you. God will find every single one of these men. We even got Daniel McAfee's first and last name. We're in Flushington, Ohio. Population 800. It ain't far hard to find you, buddy. I can trip and find you. So it's not going to be hard for a private investigator to track you down, or an investigator by the FBI to find you. Because now we got you on identity theft. I'm going to reach out to the bar. They're probably going to reach out to the bar. They have the bar's information, by the way. We gave them the bar's information on the address you were using. And also, too, with Williams, every address you use, a postal inspection service, they have that information now. It's a full, detailed report on you. Well, I got your report number right there. I'm going to send it out to the rest of the agencies, so we had to file through them, and we'll go through the FBI, and we had to put a file through an agency for you guys. Don't get comfortable, gentlemen. And I sat there on camera multiple times, and I told you about how precious freedom is. You don't want to lose it. And now you lost it. Let me see. Process server in Baltimore, Maryland. Ooh, same day service. I like this. I'm going to give them a call. Process server in Maryland. Perfect. All right. Make sure looking at the agencies in your neck of the woods since we have where you're at. I'll make sure I contact that community center and let them show the kind of activity you've been sending out using their address. Okay, well, didn't I tell you 2026 is going to be a bad year? I explained it on camera. I said 2026 is going to be a very, very rough and difficult time for some people. But that's what you get to listen for Satan. I told you, stop messing with the devil, and you kept playing with him over and over again. The devil will not only get you in trouble, he'll make it so that you'll be found. So that way he can get you in more trouble. And like I said, Williams, we want 50 years. For all the stuff we have here, I don't think the judge's going to have a problem giving us what we want. All this mail we have over here showing you harassing us. I think we're easy to get 50 years. And then you got to do it with the United States Postal Service because they have charges too against you too. They're going to charge you with for violating their post office, for abusing the post office for your own personal use. So now you're looking at getting 20 years pop. Well, that's it. I'm sitting back here and just relaxing. They know what's coming your way. Well, I saw that. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So my buddy called up there and asked for an apartment. And he said, look for an apartment. He just mentioned apartment. He said, y'all go by numbers? Well, how's it go up there? I mean, how's the apartments? He said, when we're on the top floor, the bottom floor? So, oh, they got the top floor. So what do they go by on the door? They go by because my people need to come by and drop my furniture off. What do they go by? And so they go by the height of the apartment, which is the 12th floor, maybe 12th or 15th, and the number next to it. That's how we figured out that maybe you would have wrote something incorrectly, but it is what it is. We had to fact check it. So now you'll get mail from me, Mr. Williams. My mail is different at the end of the day. My mail has police officers, court hearings, lawsuits attached to it. That's what it has in there. And those messages that will come through by the courts will tell you, my lawyers will tell you how much jail time we're seeking from you. You owe me 50 years. I'm planning to get it. We don't have any money at the end of the day, but I'll crush you with some insane lawsuit just to have it up there on public record to how much we hit you with. We use you as an example for others. So anything you have in there, like your e-bike or whatever, we'll just take everything you got, whatever you have left, and I don't know, they'll auction it, sell it, or just throw it in the trash. Most likely it's going in the trash, so you can't sell it for nothing. And we just take everything in there, we just donate it to charity, put it in Goodwill, something like that. They'll take all your stuff. You won't need it anymore. You're going to lose your building now. You're going to remove that. You're definitely getting an eviction. Let's go. Your funding? Gone. Now, question, was it worth it? We got your handwriting on every single one of them, fingerprints, thumbprints, everything on there. Right? Pictures, emails, all kinds of stuff on you. Got tons of videos of you basically asking people for money because you're a minister at the end of the day. You got to pay that money back. And I told you at the end of the day, when I tell you about you claim to be an American citizen, it hasn't reached us yet. So you claim to be an American citizen, right? How come you haven't sent me another warning message telling me at the end of the day that you're taking me to some fake whatever nonsense about suing me or taking me to jail or some nonsense that you can't even basically, you don't even know what the laws are here in Central. Oh, wait. You're an American citizen you claim to be and you don't know the laws here? How do you not? There you go. But anyway, the fact that when I did that report, you didn't contact me back. No, one time. You didn't get an attorney, you didn't contact me. About you being born here, so you weren't born here. That's a problem you got at the end of the day. A big one. No time to be quiet now. We got all this information on you. Look at this. These are some of the court documents I'm pushing on you right now. So, gentlemen, I want you to know this. Every day, for an hour of my time, I'm going to the courthouses, I'm going to the police, everything we got to do. We're going to file again and again and again. We're going to raise so many flags. And since I know exactly where you lay your head at, I'm pushing all that in your direction. Jamie, you touched the copyrights without permission. I'm going to have a couple of those process servers sit on your property, which means if you walk out of that building, you're getting served. And meanwhile, while we're taking care of that, I'm tracking your landlord. Oh, I forgot about that. We're supposed to contact Richmond County for that whole tax and revenue and everything to figure out exactly where that address is at. Let me go track this down real quick. I got to go. I'm going to go track your landlord right now. See if we can figure out where he's at. Get this taken